Hi everyone, Miss Donaldson here. Today we're going to look at and analyze and learn and implement the steps for long division. Our I can statement for today will be I can fluently divide multi-digit numbers using the standard algorithm. And as you guys know, algorithm is a fancy word for process of steps. So basically today we're going to talk about what steps or what process to use when we're dividing multi-digit numbers. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Now, Miss Donaldson is not crazy. A QR way to remember those steps along division is to say, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Each letter, beginning letter of each word in that statement represents a step of the process or the algorithm. Does stands for divide. So your very first step in long division will be to divide. McDonald's stands for or represents the multiply aspect of the algorithm. So you'll divide first, then you'll multiply. The serve, which starts with an S, correlates with subtract. So after you divide, you've multiplied, then you're going to subtract those two numbers. The cheese correlates with the C, which stands for check. And again, Ms. Johnson's always stressing, please check to make sure that your number makes sense. And as we work a few problems, I will point out exactly what you should be checking for. And then the next letter in the saying is burgers, or B. And that correlates with the bring down aspect of the long division process. The last thing, and I know in 5th grade you guys learned to keep the remainders, but we're actually going to keep going with no remainders this year in 6th grade, and I'll get into that, if not this video, the next video, but you just repeat the process over again. So again, steps for long division: divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down, and then repeat. So let's get into a few examples, and I'll walk you through each step of the process so you're able to tell how it correlates. So let's start with a pretty simple, straightforward problem. I have 68 divided by 2. Now, before we start into the division aspect, I want to go over some key terms that I'm going to be using as I explain the process. The first word or the first term that I want to go over with you is dividend. 68 is what you call your dividend. Basically, your dividend is the number that is being divided. So my dividend will go inside my house, or as you guys learned before, but the technical term for the house is vicum. So your dividend always goes inside. The second term that I want to share with you that I'm going to use throughout the video will be divisor. Divisor is the number that you are dividing by, or basically that lets you know how many groups that I'm trying to sort my dividend into. So for my problem, 68 divided by 2, I'm saying that I'm going to take 68 and I want to divide to see how many equal groups of 2 can I make within that one particular number. Okay, so now back to the problem. 68 divided by 2. So off to the left, you can see where I've gone through and I've listed the steps again. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat. So my first step is divide. So basically, when you're going through the process, I know that you will have more than one number, but when you're dividing your divisor into your dividend a digit at a time. So I'm going to start with 6. So since 6 is my very first digit in 68, I'm going to start there. So really I'm saying how many tens will go into, because that 6 is in my tens place. So really I'm saying 60. So I want to know how many groups of tens can I make when I take 2 into 60? Or basically I'm saying 6 divided by 2.